mean, you're in the business to make money, but I'm not in the business to let somebody make $70,000, $80,000 off of me in no time.
I think
there's a seller.
I'm thinking of. Oh.
Hey, Jeff.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Not too bad.
You driving right now?
No, I pulled over.
You pulled over? Okay. Where did you say you were moving to?
Piece of property a couple hours away.
Gotcha. Is that dependent on selling this property, or did you folks have the funds already?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like you're asking for $250, is that correct?
Yeah, that's the fair minimum.
Okay. Because we really do want to make this work. The first option I submitted the property for was a cash offer where we would be the final buyer. Gerald and I, we've been speaking to the decision makers, our financial partners. And so, as a glorified information gatherer, Gerald and I, we're the ones advocating for you and talking to the underwriters, and they're the ones that's behind the desk, right? So they're strictly numbers. And so we do have quite a few properties we are considering right now. And after taking a look at the details and the data, I'll be honest, it looks like our cash offer from us is not likely going to be the best fit for a win-win scenario. I was able to get a cash offer approval, but it really is quite lower than what you were hoping for. They needed around 200, and I know that's not going to work for you.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So I do have some good news. So I don't know if Gerald had mentioned, but we are a creative real estate investment company, and so we do have a few different options available. Now, we didn't mention this earlier because 1 out of 30 properties get approved. This is actually the first one this month that got approved for, and we're pretty selective on what properties are approved because it is pretty labor intensive and resource intensive for us. So we were pretty excited that we got this approved for your property. Can I explain a little bit how it works? So essentially, you get all the benefits of a cash offer, right? You don't have to spend a penny or lift a finger to fix anything. You don't even have to pay any commissions, fees, or closing costs. We've been doing a lot of deals in Texas, and so we developed a robust network of like agents and investors that we work with. A certain percentage of the properties that we come across our desk, it just doesn't fit our criteria, but it would be a perfect match for another buyer in our network. And the way that it would work is we would agree to a net price with you, and we would pay all the closing costs, fees, any commissions involved, and we would resell our contract to a third party and negotiate and earn our fee from the buyer. So it's like a hands-off white glove experience where we deliver the result on a silver platter. So essentially, the experience and net result would be the same as a cash offer, but you'll be pleasantly surprised how much more we're willing that you're going to be netting. Does that make sense so far?
It does. It kind of depends on the time frame and everything else at work.
Right. Are you able to check your email right now? Go ahead and check that for me. You should receive an email from Daren Kabata. So while you're looking for that, we have everything written up black and white. It's company policy. And so I'm going to send that over just so we can go over the details. And just to be clear, we wouldn't be representing you like as a realtor. We would just be reselling our contract, which I know most people don't care. how we make money as long as you get every penny that you were promised. So we would earn our fee from the buyer and handle all the heavy lifting, and you could just sit back and collect the check.
What kind of time frame? Because it sounds like basically it would be like a pre-sale type thing.
So you're somewhat right. Essentially, I'll be quite honest with you, sir. At 250, it's not going to work for any investor, and so we have to get a bit creative. If you look at the contract on number one, the purchase price, you'll see it says 250. So that's exactly what you're asking for. Let's see here. You were asking about the time frame, is that right?
Correct.
Do you have the contract open? Okay, yeah, take your time. It's going to ask you to just, click a box and confirm that it's a document, but you're not signing anything. We're just going over it and see if this is something you might like.
Yeah, see, one of the problems is that closing 60 days out.
60 days or before. How soon did you need it?
We plan on closing on that piece of property on the 20th.
On the 28th. So if I can ask you, sir, if this might be difficult for an investor, what if you don't get a sale with an investor? What are your plans then if you don't close on the 28th?
I mean, I don't see how it would. I mean, we have some offers, some are contingent on this and that. So a couple of them I just kind of threw them out there. It's obviously just not worth my time.
I hear you.
235, that's not worth my time. Screw with it. We still owe 170 on the house. So the majority of that goes, back onto the mortgage itself to pay it off.
And what were you planning on using with the remainder of the money? Was it to go into that property you're trying to buy right now?
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. So, I mean, the thing on that one is like, we know the value of the house. I mean, we know, as is right, you could probably sell it for 300, 310. You do the basic, finishing up the bathroom floors and stuff, which is nothing. It should honestly sell for 330, 340, extremely easy. If not.
Okay.
And, based off that, houses I've physically seen sell, to include the one right across the house, right across the street from me. And that was only a 1,700 square foot house. So for 320, it was on the market for 4 days.
Gotcha. So if it doesn't end up working out between us, are you just going to go with another investor at the 230 or 240, or are you just going to put it on the market?
I mean, unless I get 250, I wind up putting it on. I'll basically borrow the money somehow to close on it, or try to figure out how to put it off. But I wind up putting it on the market.
Gotcha.
I mean, you're in the business to make money, but I'm not in the business to let somebody make $70,000, $80,000 off of me in no time.
Yeah, no, I totally understand.
Someone buys something and puts 10 or 15,000 top in it and makes 30, 40 grand. To each their own. If we had that option, I would do that.
So with that difference, right, the 250 minus the 170, was that difference just going to go all straight to the new property?
Between starting the building process and the down payment, yes.
So all of that will be going towards that. So let's call it 170 minus. So that 80K will go strictly to the new property.
Correct.
Gotcha. And okay, so it's either the 28th or it's no deal. Is that correct?
Pretty much at this time, yeah.
How much does it need up front to get the construction started?
30%
How much?
probably.
So I told you, right? We're a creative real estate group. We might be able to figure something out. What is if I can give you money up front, so that way you can give us the 60 days, how much minimum would you need?
Honestly, in that case, probably 30 with all the closing costs and everything with it. It's going to be about 30.
30K. So if I can get you 30K of your proceeds up front, you can give me the remainder of the 60 days.
Probably, as long as it's within that range.
Right.
You know,
So
it's
if I can give you, if there's a way where we can give you 30 grand now, and then 60 days from today, I give you the difference, which would be 220. You would be ready to move forward with this?
yeah, I mean, as long as there's a little bit of like time to move out, we need some time to do that.
Yeah, of course. You would.
If we have to get water, electric, and so forth run to it. It could take a few weeks to get that actually done.
Would you folks be out after 60 days or like within 60 days?
Oh yeah, we're looking. All right. Oh yeah.
I think I could work with that. I could probably we could do some type of like well, the contract would be for 60 days. We can I'll have to talk to my financial partners. We've done things like this before. But you would, I just want to clarify, you would be out by that 60-day mark. Again, it's on or before 60 days. So if you happen to be out before then we can close sooner than 60 days.
Potentially.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with that part of it. I mean, the biggest is just the basic waiting for stuff to be installed.
Gotcha. Okay, and then
that's our. You're talking about up to 60 days after after putting in upfront something, but the remainder. You're talking about 6 days to possibly sell it, but basically upon closing, you would want it emptied, right?
correct, sir. So 60 days from today would be October 7th. So by October 7th, everything needs to be cleared out for either the end investor to either flip it or use it as a fixed buy and hold, or our end buyer who may be using a loan.
Yeah, I'm just saying the remainder would be closed on at that 60 day or before that 60 day.
At that 60 days or before. So if we happen, let's just say you're ready to, let's say you moved out September 1st and we're ready September 1st, then you get paid out September 1st.
I'll have to run that by the wife a little bit. See where you're getting.
When's a good time to talk to your wife about this?
Just trying to figure out where to put the belongings in the meantime is all. That's where we're looking at.
We do help in regards like to I'll have to confirm this because 30K is a little steep, but we do like this deal. Out of the 5 deals we're looking at right now, this one would personally be my favorite. But so one, I got to convince our lenders to give us 30K right up front. But I might be able to talk to them about getting maybe a storage unit for you folks and getting movers. I can't 100%.
We don't need movers and stuff. We're just looking at it. Because last time we moved, we figured out the easier way to do that is you take your time and pack up a room here. You have a couple guys off of Marketplace or something to help you load a truck and move it to storage. You don't have packers come in and do all that at one time. Because different stuff would be different going different. So that's not what we're looking at. It's just it may look at exactly. Try to find it out a little bit closer. But it's just the because it is a couple hours, not like it's right down the road. So it's just getting some stuff to the house out there that's not readily available until we have everything out there.
Okay. So if I'm understanding you correctly, if I can get you folks $30K by the 28th, is it the 28th and no later, or could it be a couple days later?
It's pushed. I haven't really pushed the issue with them yet. That's the date that's on. It's 28th or before. Now we could probably push it a few days after. I don't think they get too crazy about it.
Okay, and if we can get you the remainder of the money within 60 days from today, and we can have you, we're able to just leave your things there until the close of escrow, which is 60 days. You folks would be ready to move forward?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Once we have the funds, it's easy enough to move. That's not the big deal. It's just trying to figure out the logistics of moving everything at one time.
Okay, well, what we could do is we can do 90 days or before. That way.
The only catch that I'm looking at is when. Okay, so you do the 30 comes front. I'm talking about the secondary one.
Uh-huh.
After closing, that's where we may need a few days to finish up everything that's done. We can start. Once everything starts out at the new property, we can start moving stuff out there. That's not a problem. But if it goes a little bit faster, or we get any kind of delays, which I'm hoping there's no kind of delay at all, we may need a couple of extra days just to move stuff that far.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an 18-wheeler, but I got a flat. And even if I had a dry van, most places, if you haven't noticed, you're not going to put an 18-wheeler down a street, property to unload your stuff. So it's like, that'd be nice to transport it, but it has to get moved to it one way or the other.
Okay.
Some stuff will be because of it being during construction. Because we're just going to put a mobile home out there for the time being while the rest of it is being constructed. Some stuff will be in storage, while others, it's not going to be able to fit in there. You're not going to go from a 2,600 square foot house to, I think, 12, 13, 1,400 square foot? I don't think most are that big.
Okay. And so you need a couple of days at most after we close?
Yeah, just to get the rest of the stuff. Get the kids, because we have to have a hard set date to move the kids from schools to school.
Okay, and it doesn't matter if we move it from 60 days to 90 days. You'll still need a few days after the close of escrow to set all that up.
Yeah, just a couple of days to move that, to finish that up. Yeah.
And there goes the bunnies.
Let me. I'm going to notate that. I'm going to set up a meeting right now with our underwriters, talk to our financial partners. We're going to be jumping up and down for you, but we're going to see if we can try to get that 30K for you. I just don't want to put them to work. This is pretty labor intensive for us. This is going to take a team to do multiple things on our end. So I just want to confirm, obviously if the document, if the paperwork looks correctly, just conceptually, like this deal does make sense to you?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like, okay, basically you're listing it with someone, doing repairs and someone else is buying. time frame. But what happens if someone, let's say, doesn't buy in those 60 days?
Okay, so that's actually a great question. So you end up keeping the money that we gave you. And so that's the reason why we're actually so selective on the properties that we approve on the program, because our interests are 100% aligned. We don't get paid unless you get paid, and the deal gets done. So we have, again, like I mentioned earlier, several people working on the file at any given time. We're spending money on marketing. There's a lot of time and energy that goes into the process. So we make sure upfront that the deal works. And so we're confident that we're going to get the deal done and deliver the result. Now, the only thing that won't make this work is if there was some kind of title issue or some significant defect or new information about the property that was found out later that changes the dynamic of the deal. It's a very rare occurrence, and I've only seen it a few times. Is there anything else in the property that you want to disclose that you think might change the dynamics of this deal?
I mean, did I send pictures? Did you guys get any pictures or no?
Yeah, we got the pictures, and thank you for sending those.
No. That's the only thing is the kitchen, I would imagine, would need one help to be not extremely crazy, stupid. It's just older cabinets and they're not broken or busted or anything like that. The only thing I can think of is we've gotten mail for the previous owner for some bills or whatever, but we've already contacted our title insurance to make sure that, okay, if they try to do anything stupid, is that going to happen? Like, no, you're covered on it. So that's the only, I didn't know who the hell the other person was for a long time until we contacted them. What the hell do y'all keep sending me mail for? Now, well, I mean, it's to the address, but it's a different name, and it was a female name. Like, I don't know who the hell this is.
Right.
And then we looked at our title, and like, wait a minute, that's the guy's wife, because they had different last names, which made no damn sense. So we're like, okay, what the hell is all this crap? It's like, no, once you got a clear title and you got the title insurance and so forth, whatever the hell bills they may have, it's their problem. Because we were concerned, like, there's nothing in the house, like it doesn't have, there's no solar crap on it, there's no water softener. Because I've discovered when we were looking for houses, when we were looking at buying, those things get really stupid expensive, and they're kind of sort of like a lease, and they'll put a damn lien against the house. And so we made sure we don't have any of those things.
Okay.
So, there's no extra stupid shit on our end.
Okay. Yeah, the kitchen's not an issue for us. We've already underwritten it with, the as-is value that you've stated, and the price you've given is more than fair. So let me do this, man. Let me talk to my team. Are you going to be available a little bit later today, or when would be a good time to?
I'll park for the night. Some of it could be, I get up early, so I'll be available off and on. But a text is probably normally the easiest way to get a hold of me, only because I'm in the truck.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we own our own 18-wheeler, literally, and so sometimes you got to park, sometimes you got to do your thing. Like tonight, park for the night, but I get up about 4 o'clock in the morning to make this delivery.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah,
I'm older, so my bedtime gets early sometimes.
No, I have a buddy who does that. He has an 18-wheeler. He's in Vegas. He's telling me he's making great money, but it's long hours.
If he's in Vegas, he's making okay money.
Yeah.
Good money. And that's because nobody's making good money anymore.
Right.
No, see, let's say 4 years ago, a bad week was $6,500 take home.
That's net?
That was net. That was a bad week.
That doesn't sound bad to me at all.
And now I'm like, can I have a bad week again? I would love a bad week. record is about just over 11,000. I wish I could have more of them, but get rid of things.
You know, just on that topic, when we do these deals, we're not looking to get rich. So we just do the deals as they come, not looking for any type of grand slams. But with that said, sir, let me go. I have the team for another hour, so let me just reach out to them, and then I'll shoot you a text either tonight or tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be around.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, man. Again, my name is Daren, and I'll shoot you a text soon. Okay.
All right, no problem.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Guys.
You guys just heard a live call with a live real seller of a property in, somewhere in the world, Texas, I think, right? The cash offer that he wanted was too high for any investor, like Daren just mentioned in the call. But it switched from a novation to an installment agreement based off of how the conversation flow went. And it sounds like he's going for it. So, man, the deals that were just not deals before, which were a lot of them, more than half of our conversations are now deals because of the strategies that you brought in, Daren. Man, that is impressive and mind blowing right there. So what did you just do right there, Daren? What was your strategy going in, and like what just happened? Break it down for us.
Obviously, when I was going through the pitch, the timeline was a concern. We uncovered that he needs the money, the difference of his mortgage and the payout, to go to the new property that he's looking to buy. While I was on that call, Gerald had, so the difference was 80 grand. So here I'm thinking like, oh, we're going to need to give this guy 80 grand. But you guys happened to message me as I was talking and asked what is the least amount he's willing to take. Luckily, he said it was 30, so more than half of what I initially thought he was going to need. So by uncovering that, we figured together collectively that if we could give him 30 grand, he's willing to give us 60 days.
I remember the first call I've ever heard you on, Daren. I was like, damn, you're good. You're solid on the phone.
Hey, same here. Really? Same here, bro. I think I was cutting hair at the time, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I got to stay on the phone with my boy. I got to help him out." I put him on speaker, and I'm just listening. Like, this guy's a killer. This guy's good, bro.
Thank you, guys.
I don't need to help him. Let's just listen.
Daren doesn't take compliments well.
But from then to that, just now, man, you're like a butterfly. You just like.
Just do it.
Quick question quiz. New section of the podcast that I want to implement. It kind of is like a fire round, right? So I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions, one at a time. First Gerald and then Daren. And then in the least amount of words, I want you to just answer.
Let's go.
All right, let's see.
All right.
Okay, Gerald. Single family or multifamily investing? Which do you prefer?
Multifamily.
Why?
All right. Multifamily because 10x returns. You know what I mean? It's the internal rate of return. Like the gross rent multiplier is like tenfold once you're into the deal, and when you may not see returns from day one, maybe not even until the first year, but after like your second year or 18 months into it. That's when you start to see so much, I guess, you're ready to return. The rate of return is 5 to 10x. So for sure.
What's the top tip for negotiating with sellers?
Find the bunnies, pace Morby, build a rapport.
What's the biggest mistake to avoid when wholesaling?
Not knowing your numbers.
What's the most important factor for success in real estate investing?
People.
Boom. Daren.
What's up?
What's your favorite real estate investing book?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know specifically about real estate,
in the least amount of words. It don't have to be investing. It could be like strategy or mindset or whatever.
Rich dad, poor dad.
Traction.
Hey, let's go.
Oh, am I to explain why I like traction?
No. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Do you prefer cash flow or appreciation, and why?
Appreciation. You always wanna plant seeds.
What's the best way to handle a property that isn't selling?
Oh, that's a great question. Lower the price.
What's your advice for someone just starting out in real estate?
Read books, YouTube University, and implement everything you're doing.
Boom. Quick question quiz.
We got questions for you, Joe. 3 questions, all right?
For me?
Yes, sir.
Wait, that's not how this works, man. I'm your host of the quick question quiz.
We turning it around, brother. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. No, just real estate specific, right? Gotcha. Okay. See, I got to be prepared. Nationwide wholesaling or wholesaling in your backyard? No-brainer.
Wholesaling in our backyard.
Why?
Because I like to be able to see the property and have a really strong understanding on the property. But then again, virtually, I'm getting a lot better feel for other markets too, that are honestly better than California. But so I guess 50-50.
Direct to seller, direct to agent?
Direct to seller. Agents are agents.
Okay. Would you rather be a general partner or a limited partner? Gotcha. Why?
Less work, saving time, and being able to get into more deals.
Boom. All right, everybody. Your host, Gerald, Joha, Daren with Iron Sharpens Iron, your real estate podcast. This is our journey. We're sharing our business and our strategies to building and generating multiple 6 figures. Let's go.